Hey everybody, it's Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Hold on. Let's see what we got going on here. Anybody here? I'm just going to wait for people to show up. And I got a little bit of music going. Hey, goddaughter, I'm waving at you. I'm waving at you. All right. This might be good for everybody involved. Today's Spiritual Tools Tuesday. Hey, the original Danny Bell. Hey, how you doing? So I got us on Instagram, I got us on Facebook, and I got us on what is this thing? YouTube. What is this thing? Look, I got all grand on y'all. What is this thing? Oh, do I have my cards? I gotta have my cards too. Hold on, let me see. I got them. I got to my cards. So today's Spiritual Tools Tuesday, as I'm about to burn my hand, is about how to spiritually social distance. Because last week we talked about not letting people take your energy. And so today we're going to talk about, we're going to expand on that, which how do you actually disconnect or pull back? Hey, why Renee Cooper? How do you disconnect from people spiritually? So we got a couple of things to do. First thing first. Let's say I brought all my tools, you know. I said I wasn't going to have to do this no more. But I had to do it because I forgot my tools. So, hey, Palo Santo Queen, how you doing? What's up? How you been? Welcome. Hey, Fearless Gift. Come on, we're talking about how to spiritually social distance. That's what we're talking about today. Hey, Monica, I saw you said you missed my live on Sunday, but you ain't going to miss no more. So those of you who don't know the new format, today we just talk about general spiritual stuff, how to live a spiritual life. And then on Sunday, we're going to practice. We're going to get our week together. We're going to use our spiritual tools to get our alignment in. And that is Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Same thing, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Mama Lewa. Come see me. If y'all have not already, like all my pages. Like them all. So, I got to light my black candle. Look, this is something that you should invest in. Black candles, black tea light candles. They're good for that quick and dirty cleansing. So I wanted to make sure that I had some clear air. So I want to release some of the negativity. These are some of the things that we'll be talking about today. I have lit my temple incense. That is a staple in my house. Temple sticks. Temple is the actual name of the incense. Temple cones. That's what we do when we feel like we are being inundated with negative energy. Right? Or say you just like in a space with a lot of people's energy. Maybe you live in a house with a lot of people, or you work in an office where it's a lot of interactions going on. A black candle will help you to release some of that, right? All right, so we're going to talk about that because that's what we're talking about today. The need, hey, Trina, you here. The need to, sometimes we have to distance ourselves from people, places, and things. I think it's an important skill to have, and it's one that people who are givers, that's a skill that they lack, disconnecting from people, because we be giving and giving and giving. Hey, LaSharia, giving and giving and giving our last, and then when we don't have no more, we snap. And so we want to try to keep that from happening. Remember, I'm saying in 2021, we're trying to live a more intentional life, right? So we're being intentional about using our different spiritual tools. So that black candle, that black tea light candle, is one of the spiritual tools that you need to have in your toolkit. So let's see, we start our, in 2021, we start our spiritual tools with a reading. card for the day. Now, we had a card for the week. It was the the Page of Swords reversed? So it was like a lot of conflict and backbiting. It might have been the Five of Swords reversed. It was one of them. Hey, Krista. And so, we want to keep that in mind. That's what we had as a message on Sunday. Hey, Empathic Soul 11 _2. See, I got your whole name in there. How y'all doing? Look, I'm just waving at the peoples. Anyway, so we want to kind of check in with that spirit and see what's going on with that. Hey, I am Angie Williams. That bath whooped your ass. I be giving people the baths and be making them better. So let's see what today's card is. Hopefully we have done something that will ease out some of that negative energy we had on Sunday, that warning that we had. But let's see. Today's card is, bam. Damn. It's the Nine of Cups reversed. So this is going to be one of them weeks, right? Nine of Cups reversed. So Nine of Cups, if you look at this guy, he is just sitting pretty, right, in front of all these cups. So we call this the wish card. Now, this card is reversed, which means you do not get your wish. So this week we may see some disappointments. We may get some bad news. We may hear of something that we were hoping for that does not come through. And so we may have to deal with disappointment. Now, the thing about living with your spiritual tools, living a spiritual life, it's not that you don't have troubles. That ain't it. It ain't like you just walk around with bells on your head and money falling out the sky and all the men and women that you love just will love you back. That is not what living a spiritual life is about. It is about being able to make it through the difficult times and not have to stay in them difficult times too long, right? So it gives us a peek around the corner. It lets us know that we have agency to make changes in our lives, but it does not take the problems away. And so when we see a card like a Nine of Cups reverse, we want to say, oh man, that's a bad card. That's a card that that I don't want. But really what it means is that something that you were looking for or looking to have, hey Lavetia, welcome mama, something that you wanted, something that you put your prayers to or whatever may not come through. And sometimes I've made a post this week with the lady in Georgia. Y'all please forgive me, I'm so bad with names. The lady in Georgia, she lost the governor's race, but then she went on to do all that voter registration stuff, which then in turn flipped Georgia from red to blue. And now she has a Nobel Peace Prize. So sometimes we get a no, which really means no, not right now, or no, not this way. We think we know the way that things should go. And sometimes the universe helps to shift us in a different direction. And it usually does that with a no. So this will be the week that maybe you get some no's. And so when we use our spiritual tools, we recognize that a no may be a saving grace, right? Hey, Stacey Abrams. No, I said, hey, Stacey Abrams. Thank you, the original Danny Bell. Stacey Abrams is her name. Look, I want y'all to see my t-shirt. This is a Mama Lay Y exclusive. It says, magnificent manifestation got me blessed and highly favored. You know what I'm saying? Boop. Let's see what Angie said. Opportunity to learn and reverse your thinking, because sometimes the no is not right now. And sometimes it's God protecting us. Man, and that's the lesson right there, is that sometimes when a door is closed, that means don't go banging on that door to open it. And that's what we like to do, because we like to push. We want to push our agenda, push our idea of what things should look like. And sometimes that is the worst thing you can do, right? So, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. We're talking about, let me see if I can find it in my journal. How do we detach from others? I got this from a question that someone asked last week for Spiritual Tools Tuesday, because I was saying, don't let people live free on your love. Don't let them recharge on your love without, an equal exchange, or without replenishing yourself at the very least. And then someone said, well, how do you disconnect from those people who are draining you, right? So there's 3 tools I want to talk about. I want to talk about divination, which is, I read tarot cards, but there are different forms of divination. Different people do different things. I do tarot cards, but we'll talk about different ways to use divination. And then I want to talk about meditation, and consulting spirit in prayer. In answering the question, how do we detach, right? So this is a hard one. This is a hard one because we have so many attachments. And generally, when we are attached to something that we find difficult to let go, it's usually somebody that we love. So it'd be family members, children. Sometimes it is, parents. Oh, that's one. Toxic parents. That's a hard one. Friends that we have been friends with for years and years. Jobs can be things that we need to detach from. Usually you can find, let's just talk about how do we know when it's time. When it's time for us, hey, brown skin girl, you made it, you here. As long as you here this time, that's all it takes. Anyway, so, let's talk about how does spirit let us know when something is not working for us. I'm going to use me. Those of you who know me, I use my life experiences all the time. I'm telling y'all stuff that I do, not stuff that I read. Well, some of it I might have read, but then I did it. So anyway, let's go into it. I had this job, and it was a toxic job, I swear to God. I hated that job so much that I would drive to the job and I would sit outside for like 5 and 10 minutes, getting myself together to go inside because I hated it that much. I hated it. When I tell you I hated that job, when I left, at the end of the day, I would be drained. I would be overly tired. I got sick. And so my spirit was saying, no, this is not where you were supposed to be. Now me, I was like, well, how am I pay my bills? How am I get some money? This is the only job I got. Because, we can only see this. And the universe be trying to get us out of this because there's a whole world outside of us. But all I could see was this. And, the longer I stayed, the more people around me was getting it was like a scary movie. One day this person got fired. Then the next day this person got fired. Then the next day. And I kept coming to work and people was gone and folks was quitting. And my spirit was like, it is time for you to go, right? Relationships. Sometimes we get in relationships and we're with these people and we know that we love them and we care about them, but they drain us. They make us depressed. We might have ideas about what we want to do with our lives and changes we want to make. And that person is always the voice of doom. Oh, you don't want to do that. Well, the last time you did that, and so you leave them feeling like, man, maybe I can't do this thing, or maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I shouldn't think the thing. And so when you find yourself in these patterns with people, or you're constantly arguing about the same violation. You keep borrowing money from me and you never pay me back. Oh, I'm gonna pay you back. I know that's what you said last time, but you didn't pay me back. And you see yourself in these cycles. You have the constant complainers who always have a problem, who always are coming to you to, lay their burdens down, and they leave and feel better. But when they leave you, you feel terrible. So the universe gives you hints that the relationship you're in, the job that you're in, the habit that you have is not working. And so the reason I put all of these together is because the same tools that you use to detach from people is the same tools you're going to use to detach from places and things, right? It's the same energy. It is the energy of cutting the cord, right? So we got to learn how to cut the cord. And one of the things that I'm going to talk to you about is an actual cutting of a cord. It's a meditation where you visualize yourself connected. Well, let's just get into it. So we can use meditation once we have identified the relationship, the behavior, the experience. Now, y'all talk to me. Ain't nobody talking to me, and I'm like, am I here? Y'all still here? Oh, yeah, y'all still here because Jasmine, hey, Jasmine that came in here and tagged a whole nother person. Yes, and let me just pause but before I tell y'all this meditation thing. Please like and share all of my stuff, all of it. We're trying to blow up in here. So tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your kids, share, like. Okay. Now, so first you have to get in tune with yourself because you need to know the warning signs that you have when you are in a toxic space, when someone has overstayed their welcome, when you have overstayed your space within a given area, like your job, or maybe you living in the wrong house or the wrong neighborhood for too long. Your body is going to tell you that. Now, I want to get into meditation first because I want to get into divination first. Divination is anything that is used to kind of give you a glimpse into the future. And I hate to say into the future because it ain't like, oh, I see a man in a brown coat and he will talk. No, it's not. It's not that. But what it does is it kind of gives you an idea of what energies you are dealing with, what kind of situations, what are the motivations, who are the players, right? And I like to start with divination because we have to correct ourselves. We have to check ourselves first. Because sometimes you feel like you need to detach from somebody and it's not them that's the problem. It's you. And we can't always be distanced enough from the situation to know if it's us, right? So that's why I'm like, you need a reading. And so divination can be, I did a tarot reading. It can be, I used my, man, that was not, didn't, left my mind. Pendulum. I use my pendulum to see, and you can use pendulums to answer yes, no questions. I'm doing like this because usually they are on a chain. It's a crystal that lives on a chain. And so you when you get your pendulum, you bond with your pendulum so that you can know how your pendulum communicates with you, because this is, this is going to be your own spiritual tool. And so it'll swing one way for yes, it'll swing another way for no, and you can ask simple questions like, is it wise and in my best interest? Now, let's pause. Chinaka, Badamiwa, is a priest of Lukumi. She is a priest of Obatalai, and she shared this with me. Instead of saying, should I? Because the universe is tricky. You say, is it wise and in my best interest? Why? Because should I can be a lesson that you ain't ready to learn, right? So you might be like, should I quit my job? And the universe will be like, sure, you should. Why? Not because that's what's right for you in this moment, but because you keep quitting jobs and you always losing your money. And now this time when you quit your job, you're going to lose your apartment, you're going to lose your car, you're going to lose all your money and your savings. And then you're going to learn the lesson that you should stay in your job until you get another one. That's a should. Some of them shoulds be hitting real hard. Just like me, you'd be like, oh, universe, why? So to avoid that, we say, is it wise and in my best interest? So now that same question is different because, yeah, you should, because you keep repeating the same mistake. So we want you to learn this hard lesson the hard way. So should, yes, you should. Is it wise and in my best interest? No, it's not wise in your best interest to quit your job, because if you quit your job, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose your car, you're going to lose your savings, and you're going to have to learn the hard way that you shouldn't quit your job. So there's a difference between should I and is it wise and in my best interest, okay? The peep game. Okay, so when we go to divination, oh, y'all, we might be in trouble. We might be in, okay, there we go, got it. my charger was like, we no charge now. Anyway, so stop it, charger. Oh, my charger is a hater. You know, you get to watch them haters. I'm sorry, y'all. There we go. Oh, anyway, so I'm fighting with my charger. Okay. So if y'all go off on YouTube and Facebook, it's because the charger went out. Sorry, but Instagram is still on and popping. So if I go off, go to Instagram. I'm sorry, y'all. Come on. Come on, boo. All right. Anyway, so divination, you want to ask before you make, like I always tell people, before you make any big decision, you want to do kind of reading. You want to ask to see who the players are, what the situation is, what your motivation is, what the other people's motivation is. And that way, when you make your decision, you're coming from a centered place. I always talk about we need to be centered in our decisions. You can't make a decision, especially if you're talking about detachment. You can't make that decision in a heated state. You can't make it when you're angry. You can't make it when you're extremely sad because you're not thinking straight. You want to get into a place of center. And divination helps you to get into a place of center. It helps you to make a decision that's not based on your emotion right now, because your emotion right now may not be how you feel tomorrow or a week from now. So when you do detachment work, usually you want to do it when you're absolutely clear that you don't want to reattach to that person, because it's easy to break something, but it's not so easy to put it back together. Right? So we want to do as much as we can to check in before we break. Now, divination, one quick way to do a tarot check-in is a one card. Is it wise and in my best interest to break off with this person? And if you get an upright card, that's a yes. If you get a reverse, that's a no. Now, this is why the difference between you getting a reading and you doing a reading for yourself. When you do the reading, you will see this as a yes because it's upright. And you'll see this as a no because it's reversed. But me as a reader, I will see this as a yes, but that person is not good for you because they cause you stress, right? Because this looks like a stressful card, right? Yeah, no, yeah. Looks like a stressful card. So, all right, wait, pause. Who is this? YouTube and Facebook. I'm so sorry. You all are about to get cut off. My computer is dying. So I'm about to cut y'all off. And then I'm just going to finish on Instagram. So Instagram, you guys got me this week. And Facebook and YouTube, this is it. Going over to Instagram. All right, see y'all in a minute. Hold on. Hold on. And. Okay, y'all see me with the I'm thinking.